All right, guys, so I am getting a shuttle from Harriet. We'll meet Harriet a little bit later here. Thank you, Harriet. But we're just on our way up to Otter Lake right now, and I wanted to show you this. Like, this is incredible. She hasn't told me too much about this yet because we're going to talk more about it when I get in the car. But this guy that lives here just dedicates his time. Look at this. I mean, how incredible is this? Wow. America. God, I love the United States of America. Wow. Like, he's got this whole entire yard. He's got this whole freedom theme, and and every single wildlife creature you possibly could imagine is in here, and looks like different. It almost looks like it depicts different parts of our American history. I'm not quite sure. Then, of course, our bald eagle. But look at that. That is just incredible. Anyway, when I find out more about it, I'll let you guys know. What's up, everyone? I am headed to Otter Lake, northern terminus of the Spirit Hiking Trail, and I got a ride from Harriet. This is Harriet, everyone. And first of all, Harriet had to deal with me being super disorganized, being just over a pain in the rear end. I originally told her I wanted to, what did I say, like 4 or 5 o'clock, like weeks ago? Yeah. That was going to be a meet her at like 4 or 5 o'clock, May 10th, Stephen's Day. And then I called her yesterday and said, oh, you know, I'm going to be up there a little bit earlier, maybe like 2 o'clock. Well, then I had to do some work this morning, and then I didn't get on the road till like 10 o'clock. I stopped at Granite Gear to do the tour. You guys will see that video later. And it took longer than I expected. Well, I didn't get up here till like 5:15, and I kept on having to change this poor woman's schedule around me. So, but she has been so sweet, and I've been enjoying her stories, and she's really given me a really cool rundown of history on our way up here. Highly recommend, if you are going up here to through hike the Spirit Hiking Trail or day hike, whatever you're going to do, and you need a shuttle, call Harriet. Harriet, how can they get a hold of you?
Call me on my cell phone, 218-370-9164.
All right. So,
and also I'm on Facebook.
At
Facebook.
What's the name of the Facebook page?
Harriet Quarles.
How do you spell that?
Q-U-A-R-L-E-S, pronounced like an argument.
So we have rules here in Harriet's car. So I'm going to read them to you and I'll show you it. So rule number 1, and I'm not kidding you. Rule number 1, this is standard, no open containers. Rule number 2, no sex in the van. Rule number 3, no pot smoking. And then she wrote one at the very top. Rule number 4, puking equals death. So we've had a great time. I have had a great time with the pleasure of Harriet's company here, headed up here to start the Spirit Hiking Trail. But anyway, highly recommend calling Harriet, using her for shuttle service. So for those of you that follow Shug, he is actually up here all the time and knows Harriet quite well, and Harriet was actually sharing some stories about him with me, but she sees him very often. So if you aren't following him, make sure you follow him. But this is his home up here. Where does he live? Is it somewhere?
Minneapolis.
Oh, he lives in Minneapolis. So he drives all the way up here when he goes on his hiking adventures. So anyway, more to come. We're just about to start. It's 6:48 p.m., a late start, and I don't feel very prepared because I've just been rushed. So not because of her, because of me, and just, you know, not being very organized. But anyway, we'll figure it out. We will be on the trail in just a little bit. Bye, Harriet. Thank you so much. Appreciate everything.
Next time.
Yes, absolutely. Bye-bye. All right, guys, so we're here at the start, the Superior Hiking Trail. going to sign the logbook here. And there goes Harriet. So this is great. So excited to be out here. And I don't know how many mosquitoes are going to be out here because Harriet said that they haven't had too many problems, but I don't know if you can see, there is like hundreds of gnats flying around my face. The best way to get rid of them is to hike and to hike fast, which I can do. So anyway, over here, let's get started. A lot later than I wanted to be, but we'll work with what we can work with. All right, guys, see you on the trail. Come on. So we've started. It's like almost 7:30. Man, is it late. And guess what I forgot? If you guessed a map, you'd be correct. So I was totally thrown off today with some things I had to do for work, and honestly I just got so rushed. And stopped at Granite Gear, probably spent an hour and a half there, and I thought it was only gonna be a half an hour. Totally threw me off, so I was so late to meet up with Harriet, and I totally forgot to resupply. So I stopped in town and got something before I met up with her, and just totally forgot to throw my maps in the car. In my pack. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I was looking at them earlier. I don't know. So don't do what I did. I tell you guys all the time about being prepared and organized and all that kind of stuff, and you know, planning a hike. So I'm not really setting a great example right now. I apologize about that, but I am not perfect, and this is just an example of just that. So I think I'm on the trail. I haven't really done much research on the spear hiking trail. I did watch Redbeard's video of it last year. I think this is it. Haven't seen a blaze except for the very first one, which is on the sign there back at the beginning, the terminus. But I'm pretty positive this is it because I see footprints on here, and why else would footprints be on this trail? But it's kind of like weird because the trail starts and goes through this little grassy field for like 50 feet, and then it connects to this road, and there's no blazes or anything. So it's like, is this right? So I actually walked down it by maybe like, I don't know, a couple hundred yards, and then I said, I don't know if this is right. And I walked back and I looked everywhere in the beginning to see if I just missed the trail, and I didn't. But those of you that maintain or do anything with the spear hiking trail, maybe just put a blaze or two on here. But who am I to talk? Because I don't even have a map, right? Right. Aha, there it is. I know for sure I am on the spear hiking trail. So I've already been bitten by a couple of mosquitoes, so there's definitely mosquitoes out. Maybe just not as bad as what it is normally, but we'll see how these patches work out. I haven't put them on yet. I'll probably wait till I get into camp. Oh, I love smelling the pine. Oh, you know, when I went and hiked the Appalachian Trail, and more specifically when I moved down to St. Louis, I missed home so much. There were things that I took for granted in Minnesota before. I never really appreciated. And it took moving to St. Louis and walking 2,200 miles to really understand that. I was sharing with Harriet when I got into Maine, how special that state is to me. Because in one way, you could say that I was walking home. For those of you that don't know, I had been trying to get back home through work the 2 years before I got on the trail. And I received a call when I was in New York. I know the exact spot, I just don't know the name of it. It's top of a mountain next to a fire tower. But I got a call that said, we have a position open for you. You want to go home? You know what the answer was. So the last half of my journey, I knew that I was walking home. When I got done with the Appalachian Trail, I got to go home. And walking through Maine, to describe Maine to a Minnesotan, it looks like Minnesota with mountains. I mean, like, I love Minnesota and the lakes, and especially the sounds. There is nothing that is more Minnesotan than hearing a loon call or hearing a loon cry. So, being in Maine, I'll never forget staying at one of my first lakes, which I don't remember the name of, that just happens. Going to bed, staring at the lake, watching the sunset, and listening to the sound of the loons. And I felt like I was home. And that's where I was going, home. So, for that reason, Maine was my favorite state in the Appalachian Trail. And Maine is very special to me. Will always be very special to me. Well, we are, I don't know where we are, because I don't have a map. No, but we're probably 2 miles in. It has been flat. This has been easy. And it's been muddy though. So the trail so far has been murky, muddy, and tough to maneuver in a couple parts. Nothing crazy, but just the kind of stuff that gets your feet all wet and muddy. But my plan is, we passed, when I was getting shuttled up here from Harriet, we passed Otter Lake. I think it was Otter Lake. It's called Otter Lake Road. That's off of, so I assume it's Otter Lake. And there are a couple of campsites right on the lake. Now I don't know how far that is, but it seemed like a nice place to camp. I passed one campsite, and somebody was actually camping there. It was 1.7 miles in. I know that because it said it on the sign. But we'll see where I end up. It's 8 o'clock right now, so I have an hour of daylight with light to find camp and a half an hour so I can set up before dark. But this is what I get for being very unorganized and having a sloppy start. So maybe I'll be doing some night hiking tonight. I don't know, we'll see. More to come. Look at that. Almost looks like someone painted that, doesn't it? Man. You know that I just got on the trail because I'm pulling out my camera like every 5 minutes to vlog, because I'm just so excited to be out here, and the trail inspires me. So this might end up being a long segment, but oh well. I hope you stay around. I mean, how can you not, right? Beautiful. So this is kind of the mud and the muck. Ah, my foot just got totally soaked again. But this is what maybe, I don't know, 15% of the trail has looked like so far. Feet are not going to be dry on this trail. Well, can't get any higher than this. So it begins 2 hours in, we're already night hiking. So the campsite, there's a campsite that I was supposed to hit in like, a sign said 1.7 miles. I honestly never saw it. And then it said Jackson Lake, 3 miles. And I think we're at Jackson Lake right now. There's a lake right to my left. But if I had to take a guess, we've been hiking for almost 2 hours. I'd probably say like I'm 7 miles in, maybe. Something like that. But right now, the headlamp that you're looking at, this is the Black Diamond Ion at its highest setting, 100 lumens. And it's not completely pitch black yet. The sunset, it's right now, by the way, it's 9:18. But I would say so far it has enough light for what I would need to night hike, which I'm pretty excited about because it's only 1.9 ounces. I think I had the Black Diamond Storm on the trail, and that was about double the weight and just a little bit over double the lumens, but it was way more powerful than what you need on the trail, in my opinion. Unless your objective is to, I guess, try to find something at night while you're hiking or see things off in the distance or something, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, this is so far so good. So hiking at night. A lot of people really get terrified about hiking alone and then hiking at night, and then when you hike alone at night. So I would say at one point in time I was too, but the only real way to get over it is to do it like anything else. And there are times that it can be a little scary, and really it's just your mind playing all kinds of tricks on you. I'll never forget when I did the rim to rim to rim in the Grand Canyon in 2015, and when I was on like the last 5 miles, I was going up the Right Angel Trail, and you know, this is like 37 miles in on the day, and there was probably 3 times that I saw beady eyes right next to the trail. You know, I mean, close enough that I could see them, of course. Whether it was a deer or some sort of, I don't know what, almost looked like a goat or something. But it scared the crap out of me. But it was probably for the better, because it really kind of helped me get over my fear of hiking in the dark. I mean, if I didn't hike in the dark, I wouldn't have finished the trail last year, my deadline. I had to do it many times. Now, what I do is every 5 minutes or so, I do have a habit of clanking my poles together to make an unnatural sound that will tell anything that is in front of you, like a bear would be the most common, that there's something coming towards you that's unnatural, and to alert them. And when I started doing that, the amount of bears I saw was drastically reduced. I don't even know if I saw a bear the last half of the trail. I can't recall. Some of you might know more than me watching my videos, but I can't remember. Anyway, so if you're going to thru hike the Appalachian Trail or whatever trail, it's a great opportunity to try to get over this fear of hiking at night. And when you're hiking with people at night, I mean, it's fun. The only thing is, just be respectful, because you're going to be crossing many campsites, stealth sites, shelters. So don't do what some do and, you know, play their music on their phone and things like that. I mean, you can hear it a mile away. So yeah, just be respectful so you're not disturbing others. But get out there and get over that fear. We are right next to Jackson Lake, and these crickets are loud. I mean loud. Wow. Oop. All right, let's figure this one out. All right, well, we made it to the campsite. There's no bloody way. This was 1.7 miles from where I saw that sign. No way. It took me an hour and 20 minutes to get here. So I remember the weather forecast being pretty nice, but I almost thought I heard thunder and a flash in the sky. But I literally heard it like maybe 2 minutes ago. So really nice that I finally came across this campsite. Just in the event that there is some weather that will come so I can get out of it. But all right, well, let's set up camp. Right there looks like a good spot. All right, well, we are just wrapping up day one here on the Spear Hiking Trail. I think I am somewhere around 7 miles or so. I think we hiked for about 2 hours and 15 minutes, so I could be between 7 and 8 miles in, but not exactly sure, but maybe I'll find out tomorrow. So I have pulled a total of five ticks off of me so far here in the tent. And so I forgot my maps. I mentioned that, right? And I also forgot to put permethrin on all of my gear and my clothing. So that's probably why I have so many ticks. I have more ticks, 4 more ticks that I pulled off of me tonight than I had during the entire Appalachian Trail during my thru hike last year. So that permethrin stuff works, I'm telling you. So anyway, it's just after 10 o'clock, and it was thunder that I saw and heard. I don't know if it's going to hit us or not, but was able to get everything set up, and now we're nice and secure in the tent. So, but great to be back out in the trail. It's been a little muddy, a little mucky, and there was one part that I actually lost the trail. Once I crossed over some creek and started following this trail, it looked like a trail at first, but then disappeared after maybe 100 yards. Got really confused, but found my way. But anyway, I'll kind of let you guys know about some of the gear that I'm testing out. So far I'm happy with my Ion. It does a fairly decent job with lighting the trail. You could probably see maybe 10 to 15 feet in front of you, depending on, of course, where and how you have the angle of the Ion turned to. But the 100 lumens does a good enough job to see everything right in front of you, and then 10, 15 feet in front of you. If you want to see a lot further than that, then the Ion's not going to work. But again, for 1.9 ounces, I'm pretty happy with it so far. Socks, too early to tell. I only have about 8 miles in on the Damascus socks, but they feel great. More to come on that. So I use the little microburst air pump on my Thermarest, and it worked really good. It took a little while to pump up. I wasn't really keeping time, but if I had to guess, I'd say 6 minutes. But during the time it was doing that, I changed my clothes, cleaned up my legs, did a tick check, and all those things. So yeah, it was kind of nice. But I'll film more of that probably tomorrow. So anyway, should be a good day tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice out, and we are just going to put maybe in a 25 or 30 mile day. It's been relatively flat. There was some climbs. I went to the high peak, as you saw. So there was, if I had to guess, maybe a 500-foot elevation. So I mean, compared to the AT, it's like nothing. So good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. here signing off on the Spirit Hiking Trail somewhere around Jackson Lake. Good night.